Welcome to Walking with Jesus Bible Study. Today we're going to be in the book of Genesis, chapter 6, verse 15. And this is the fashion which thou shalt make it of. The length of the ark shall be 300 cubits, the breadth of it 50 cubits, and the height of it 30 cubits. And I'm not sure I said that one word correctly, but sorry, forgive me if I didn't. Pretty sure I didn't. And I'm going to repeat that. And this is the fashion which thou shalt make it of. The length of the ark shall be 300 cubits, the breadth of it 50 cubits, and the height of it 30 cubits. God provided Noah specific instructions on how to build the ark, just as he provides us specific instructions on how to build our relationship with him. Scripture tells us we are to forsake our own desires and to follow God's will. Scripture is our ultimate instruction, is a manual that we should turn to and daily in order to learn how to strengthen our faith and to build our lives. God needs us to be obedient. He does it for our own benefit. Just like any parent would and knows what's best for us all. We may not see it because we think we're smart. We think we know it all. We think we're wise. We think we've already have this acknowledgement of what we need to do. We think we're grown. But as we all know, especially for parents, that no matter how old your children are, they are never grown enough to know and understand what is best for them. Even when they're 23, which cracks me up because, remember being a teenager and you just thought you just knew some stuff? And now you just know how much you did not know anything at all? And then because you got in your 20s, you really thought you knew some stuff. Ooh, look at me being an adult. Didn't know jack crap. It's funny how you revert in your 20s to being like almost dumbfounded to like 12 years old. Thinking you know crap and you don't know nothing. You're just out there just living it and winging it and acting like, and you're just sitting there playing adult when you don't know nothing about being an adult until you get in your 30s. Then some of us, and I say some of us, mature into some acting adults. We still think we know what is best for us. We still think we know wisdom and knowledge. We still think we know the best way to act and what is the best way to go. We turn 50 and 60. Now we got some years on us. Some wisdom, right? If we're so wisdom and have all this knowledge, then why do we have midlife crisis? Why do we mentally lose our mind? Because we don't know it all. We don't have the wisdom that we thought we did. Then you get to your 70s, 80s. Oh, got some years on you now. Definitely gain some wisdom. Definitely gain some knowledge. No, what you gain is the experiences of what not to do. As we quickly learn and see, no matter what age we are now, the people who are maybe advanced in age of us, the ones younger of us, that we can definitely see that nobody has it all. Nobody has the correct wisdom, the correct knowledge that we need to get to this so-called life. Because if we did, then why are we all so struggling? Then how come we haven't got it all together yet? Because if we did as a society, we wouldn't be where we're at. But as we can clearly see, we do not know nothing. Everything generally points to that we need God. Eventually, some people figure that out. Some figured out in their teenage years, start serving God at a young age, been blessed. Some hit that midlife crisis and they turn to Jesus. Some done lived a whole life halfway, did what they thought they were supposed to do, and then all of a sudden the man just leaves them off. And then they're like, what is this life? I got to go. Then they turn to God. It's funny that not only do situations and evidence of everything being created, everything being made, all turns to God. And even those who don't believe those theories, which is not a theory, it's a fact, life itself is telling us that we need our Creator. Life in general is pointing that we need God. We need to obey Him. We need to follow His instructions on how to guide us through this life, how to make it through these trials, how to survive. So we thought we knew we did. We thought we knew survival. There's people out there, I could survive out in the wilderness. You know, I've been through survival courses. You know, I've actually lived out there, I've gone camping and all that stuff. And I know how to defend myself against wild creatures and this and that. But then they still find something missing in their life. Obviously, they're not still living in those wilderness. Because if they had it all, figured out it was the best way, then why aren't they still living in there? No, they go back to their other lifestyle and then tell people how to survive in there. You got some that just threw away the world and has actually been living out there and have for many years, never even heard of a radio. You know, they just out there literally surviving for generations off of the natural habitat. And we actually, I don't know, I don't know where it's at, but there's been some posts of this family who's been like that for generations and never even had a radio. And they even made their own clothes and everything. Didn't even know that, you know, what has gone on in the whole entire world for generations. See, now it's developed, don't know nothing about no cell phone, don't know none of that stuff. And they have survived by the grace of God. What they did was live what the Bible told them to do. They did it because they had God. They had God's knowledge, God's wisdom. God was with them. Some people that has already got up there and their status quote, you know, of in society of this and that. And they have the courage to say, you know, I couldn't have done it without God. No, I couldn't have done it. I didn't, you know, it was God that got me here. You know, they give credit where credit is due because they know. They're admitting to only themselves, but to everybody. Now, there's no way I could have done this. There's no way I could have made it here. There's no way I could have got through all this and that. But I had God. Everything leads to we got to have God. We need Him. He's our key. He's our answer to life, to living. Without Him, everything just falls apart. And yes, there's some people out there that's like, oh man, you know, I'm close to God, but I just keep having all these problems. And that's the devil just battling you, trying to make you lose faith, trying to make you give up hope, trying to make you curse God and say your life would be easier if you was just doing what I tell you to do, if you just follow me. But that's why he's called the liar. That's why he is a deceiver. He doesn't want you to gain your reward in heaven. See, over here, what's going on this earth is just false gold. You're chasing after false gold, false hopes and false dreams that's going to be quickly taken away from you, because nothing on this earth, not being a king, not being a queen, not being an NBA player, not being a movie star, it's all temporary.